Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit about composing a picture. So we're talking about Vermeer and how he drew people, and the people would be doing normal things and they would look normal, but the pictures would look really interesting because of the emphasis. Okay, so for example, if you remember the girl with the pearl earring, pearl with the girl earring doesn't make any sense. That's silly. No. The girl with the pearl earring, she had her face, so I'll draw a little box here. She had her face taking up most of the picture, and she had that big pearl earring, and she was standing with her hair up, and the rest of the background was dark, right? Okay, so this has really great emphasis on the face, because people really like to see faces in pictures. It's what humans see faces all around, right? If you're looking at like some pebbles or a piece of wood, sometimes you'll be like, oh, that looks like a face. We're very good at recognizing faces. And then the pearl earring is big and different, so your eyes will go to those parts of the picture. And the way that the picture is having emphasis to help you want to look at those parts is this dark background is helping you look towards the middle where the person is. So there's a lot of different pictures that he's done that has this. Sometimes there'll be large shapes of color kind of breaking the picture apart, so some of the picture will be dark and some of the picture will be light, and the character will be standing where you want to look at them. So let's think, if we were to draw a character doing something in a picture, let's say we'll draw someone sitting in a chair, and she'll just be, how about she's just reading a book. So she's sitting here, she's got a book, and she's reading, right? And I'll give her long hair. Okay, so I've got a character, she's sitting in a chair, she's reading a book. You know, this would be a very nice picture. If I, would go add more details and make it good. Right now I'm just sketching out an idea, right? So I've got my character, she's sitting in her chair. How could we emphasize her and make her even more interesting, that we would want to look towards part of the picture where we want to see? So what is the main part we want people to see, for one thing? Well, I think right here where her face is looking towards the book, this is kind of the focal area, the focal point where we want people to see, right? And so what can we do to make people look towards the center of the picture? Now obviously right now everyone's going to look towards the center of the picture because there's nothing in the background, which is fine. That does help the emphasis, so we could just color it all in black like girl with a pearl earring. But if we're really going to try to amp up the emphasis, there's other things we could do. Let's say maybe she's sitting in a room and there's a wall behind her, and the wall just ends right here. So now I've got a line that comes in and points towards where we're looking. It doesn't literally point, I'm not going to really draw the arrow there, but it figuratively leads our eyes on a path. That's called movement, when your eye follows a path, and emphasis uses it a lot, towards the focal area. And we could say, okay, if that wall is coming here, we can say the back wall is right there. And so both of these lines are coming in and pointing towards the center of the picture. We could say maybe there is something on the wall behind her, and again these lines are going to help us point towards what she's doing. Alright, maybe it's a window, so we can have even more lines point towards her. We could have colors and shapes that kind of build up a frame around her. So let's say there's some boxes sitting beside her, and so now I've got this kind of dark shape, if I go and color it in, that's pointing towards her again, and also making, even though the picture's not in a frame, it's making like a visual frame around her. Maybe if we do something on the ceiling, that's the same, like a big spot on the ceiling. And just for balance, because this side now has lots of dark shapes and this side doesn't have any, for balance we can add one down here. So there we go. This picture has a lot of emphasis that brings our attention to the character in the middle and what we want people to see. And these shapes out here might be interesting, but they're not the focal point. They don't have a lot of details. They're not what we want people to really see. They're all helping guide the movement of your eyes into the focal point that's emphasized by the shapes and the colors and the details. Okay guys, so I want you to be thinking about this when you're designing your scene with your character. You know, and it could be even more actiony than this. There could be something cool going on, something interesting, but you really need to be thinking about how you make that stuff pop out and stand out and what parts you want people to see. Okay guys, have fun.